Well, let's debate this a little bit further, and to do that, we're joined by Tony Abboud. He's the executive director of the Vapor Technology Association, and Dave Robbins is the COO of the Truth Initiative. That is an anti-smoking organization. Mr. Abboud, I'm going to begin with you, and Dave, with apologies to you. I think because of the segment preceding, I want to give Tony a little bit of an extended time to respond here. Is vaping among teens, Tony, an epidemic?
Well, words like that are very impactful, and they're used for a certain reason. And what we do know is that we've had 2 years of declines, according to the CDC, in terms of the number of teens that are vaping. And those are important to recognize. We don't know what the 75% figure represents yet because the data has not been put out. But let's assume that they have data that suggests this. What we have to realize is that what we are dealing with is not unlike any other problems that we deal with as parents. I am a father. I have 3 children. I deal with these types of issues. And we have to be working together to collectively come up with strategies to help reduce the usage of these products. These are not products that were designed for use by youth or kids. They were designed for adult smokers to help them quit. And that is the primary concern and primary focus of our industry, and that's what we are going to continue to work with FDA on.
You are correct that some of the numbers in the study that Dr. Torres cited are not publicly available yet, but according to the people who have seen those numbers, the vaping by teens is up 75% just year over year. Do you quarrel with that number? Do you really believe that vaping is declining among teens?
I think what we do know is that smoking is declining amongst teens. That's been
But that's
settled.
not what I asked. I'm sorry,
I understand
with
that.
disrespect. Yeah.
No, I appreciate the question, but I just don't know what the answer is. But I think the point is that we have to continue to attack the problem, because even as the number goes up or as the number goes down, we don't take our eye off the ball. And the ball is making sure that these products stay out of the hands of kids. You know, we have to continue to pursue our marketing standards that we gave to the FDA back in January. We have to continue to push for changes within the industry, but we also have to seek more and more enforcement. We are 100% in favor of increased penalties, of increased efforts to enforce, both at the retail level. But let's not forget, the retail sales of these products, their acquisition at that point, is dealing with only 15% of the problem. Most kids who use these products get them from social sources, and there has been no focus by our government on how to crimp or slow down the access from those social sources.
Dave, excuse me, let me turn to Dave and just bring him into the conversation. I'll get back to you, or one of my associates here will, in just a sec. You have been critical of the FDA in basically asking some of the major manufacturers of vape products to work with the FDA to come up with regulations. You characterize that as asking the fox to recommend plans for guarding the henhouse. But isn't it smart policy, in a way, to get industry's involvement in the policy-making process one way or another? Not to design the recommendations necessarily, but to have input into what is ultimately determined.
Well, I don't disagree that they'll have input in the final product. I just think what you have to be aware of is an approach that leads to self-regulation presents a couple of problems. One, there'll always be a segment of the market that doesn't comply with that self-regulation. And if you look at the market right now, you can go to the internet and you'll find many, many, many products that are directly appealing to kids. Second of all, if you allow complete self-regulation, what you allow is really a PR stunt. What we want is universal, uniform rules that keep these products out of the hands of kids.
What does that look like to you, products that are marketed directly to kids?
It looks like a website that features teen models using the product in lifestyle situations, using them at parties, using sex appeal, using candy-colored flavors.
Aren't they using that to market to young adults as well? I mean, isn't that how you would market to young adults?
Well, in many states, the age for using a tobacco product is 21. And inevitably, if you appeal to a 21-year-old, or really even an 18-year-old, what you're trying to get is the first day that person is legal to use the product. And that, of course, spills over massively into younger people. A responsible approach would be to go for 25, 30, and smokers, people who will actually get health benefit from switching, not new naive users who are just to build a market in an addictive drug.
I did a lot of research leading up to this. I watched a lot of videos on YouTube today about vaping and e-cigarettes, and I was surprised to find in the comment section that much of it was being grateful for helping people get off cigarettes. I didn't see a lot of, hey, I just want to smoke because the fruit flavors seem so fun. I'm just wondering, if you were to describe, Dave, a program that would keep teens from vaping, how would you do that?
There's a program that's in place that was put in place by the 2009 Family Prevention and Tobacco Control Act. And that is the FDA looks at each individual product, how it's designed, how it is to be marketed, and looks at the totality of that evidence and makes a decision whether that product will benefit public health or hurt it before they allow it on the market. Now, the FDA hasn't done that yet for e-cigarettes. They were going to do it starting in 2016, and that's been delayed till 2022. We believe if that process is in place, you regulate a product like Juul before it's in every high school in the United States, not after.
Yeah. All right, so Tony, last word to you. Do you think that teens ought to be allowed to vape, number one? And is there a regulatory regime that you could support that would, if you think that teens shouldn't be allowed to vape, that would keep these products out of their hands? Do you have any common ground with Dave, basically?
Well, the short answer is we agree teens should not be allowed to vape. In fact, that's the law, and then we've been pushing for that law long before the deeming regulation went into effect. We also are in favor of stricter standards or stricter penalties that relate to punishment so that enforcement can be supported. As to the regulatory scheme, absolutely. That's why we develop marketing standards that should be in place and should have been adopted. That's why we've advocated in Congress for changes to marketing and labeling restrictions that would enhance and protect teens and youth access, as well as limit the types of advertising that can be used. But at the end of the day, the key is innovation. This is the United States, and this is the core of this country. And we have innovative tools that are at our disposal, such as Bluetooth technology that can keep kids from vaping in school. But because of the regulatory scheme that Dave was referring to, because that it is an old tobacco scheme trying to be imposed on a new 21st century technology, we cannot bring any new products to market. We cannot bring any new innovations to market in the United States, including ones that would improve safety and protect children.
We have to leave it there, gentlemen. I'm sure this debate will continue. Tony Abboud, Vapor Tech Association, and Dave Robbins of the Truth Initiative. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.